If you've been feeling like you're in the unknown lately, this reading is going to speak to you directly about that. Hi, I'm Stefanie. I'm an intuitive energy reader, and I hold space for deeper awareness and movement through stuck places and reconnecting with your own inner knowing. And this is the collective energy reading for April 13th through 17th. Here I pulled the Fool card. This is 0 in the Tarot deck. The first card in the major arcana cards of 0 through 21 in the Tarot. So in the major cards of the Tarot are the big shift, the big cycles, and more encompassing awareness, as opposed to the minor arcana, which are kind of the nitty gritty, the daily things that we're moving through. So the major arcana are phases and cycles that are real, like karmic, expansive lessons, deeper lessons, bigger lessons. So what do we have here in this card? We have to step off the cliff into the void. As a collective, we have to take the step into the unknown. We have to go forward. We have to trust, and we have to surrender, and we have to surrender in joy, and lots and lots and lots of joy, and in somewhat of an innocent ignorance, because that innocent ignorance is the gift. It's the energy that carries us. So what does this card really remind you of when you look at it? To me, what it reminds me of is the Artemis 2 mission, the visuals we saw, the space, the sun, the moon, the outer space, and the infectious joy, the connective, vulnerable, honest, and truthful energy of that crew that was on the spacecraft, and what they had to say, their perspective, the energy they carry. That is the energy that is here now and available to us. That is the energy of putting our guard down. That is the energy of not trying to seem so bold and tough all the time and strong and know-it-all energy, right? It's the energy of true boldness, courage and truth and connection in another way. The bold and courageous act of being real and being honest and being vulnerable and being truthful and being in integrity and being in trust and being in connection and being in the reality that all is one. We are all part of the whole. We are all helping each other, that we all have access to that help, that we are all receiving help and guidance all the time and in all times, that even in these times that we are receiving guidance and help and support in so many ways, in the known and unknown, in the seen and unseen realms. This character in the Fool card is walking into the unknown with their head held high in confident ignorance, right? Confident innocence in the power of themselves, in the knowing that it is all going to be okay, and not in the right or wrong way as egoic thinking, but in the knowing that in order to make change and create new and have adventures and experiences in this expansion of the whole, that we really be in the energy of the not knowing, that the trusting, the not knowing is not a sign of weakness. Being joyful and being positive is not a sign of weakness. Saying, I don't know how to do this, but I will figure it out is not a sign of weakness. Saying, I know the universe has my back. It's not a sign of weakness. And saying, I depend on others for my survival and strength and ability to manifest what I need to manifest. That's not a sign of weakness. Doing something because you're inspired to do it is not a sign of weakness. Not needing to explain yourself all the time is not a sign of weakness. Being creative is not a sign of weakness. Doing something just for the pure joy of doing it, even if it doesn't make money, is not a sign of weakness. Stepping away from what once brought you joy in life and status and stability and comfort, stepping away from it towards something new is not a sign of weakness. Holding tight to faith, that's the rose here, is not a sign of weakness. Carrying only one small little bag, your trusted spirit guide, the dog in this card, right, is not a sign of weakness. And what else does the Fool have to tell us? What else does this card, this character, this imagery have to say to us? It has to say two things. One, we're never stepping into a void, because there is no void. There's always something laid down below our feet when we step, always, every time, whether it's air, sand, earth, water, the luminous moon, the sky, the stars of space, the dark matter, right? The dark matter is its own thing. So there is no void, and something always catches us, always holds us. And the second is that we can be confident in the not knowing what we don't know. And when we don't know, what can we turn to? We can turn to our integrity, our faith, our trust in ourselves, our trust in others, faith in ourselves or faith in others, our faith in the universe, our faith in God, or whatever words or concepts you want to use. When we don't know, we can turn to that. It is available to us all the time, every moment of the day, every breath we take. When we don't know, we turn to something that we believe, right? So what is that for you? And this is how we use the energy here in the Fool. What is the thing that you believe in? What can you turn to when you don't know what to do, what to think, how to feel, where to go next? What is that for you? This could be your animals. This could be your children. It could be the stars in the sky. It could be a God. It could be your religion that you've chosen. It could be nature. It could be that unknown space that we think about, right? We just don't know what it is, which is really the mystery, the stuff we don't know. But that's what it all is. When we don't know, when we're unsure, when we don't know what to do, what do we turn to? Joy, music? Is it laughter, community, family, writing, reading, silence, meditation, taking a shower, laying down, putting on your favorite clothes, going out with friends, sitting in silence? When we don't know, what do we turn to? I'll give you an example for myself here. Oh my God. Cat just crawled up back there. So I'll give you an example from my own life here. I spent the past quite a while really not knowing, and I've been up and down, just like I'm sure a lot of you have been, in the unknown. What am I doing? What's my role here in the world? What do I do with the work that I want to give to the world? Who am I, right? These are real questions now. Who are we in the midst of this mess in the external? And although I have a practice, my own spiritual practice, I realized that I had not been dropping into it fully and relying on it and deepening into it as much lately, or as much as I have needed or I have done in the past. So I did that over the weekend. I really spent some time reconnecting with my own internal awareness, my quiet, my practice, and in the things that I turn to when I don't know. And for me, it's the unseen realms. I have guides, I have ancestors, I have my own internal knowing that I can connect to that helps me feel grounded, helps me feel seen, helps me feel heard, helps me see things from a different perspective. And this is what it is for me. And that very much could be what it is for you, to be able to get quiet, go internal. And it might not be internal, it might be an external awareness, but whatever it is for you, these are the times now, especially this week. What do you turn to? What do you touch upon? What do you rely on when you don't know what to do? And for most of us, we do look externally and we find answers in books. We find answers in new ways of doing things or routines or adopting new methods and habits. And these are all well and good. Adopting new ways of thinking about things, new mental ways of organizing things. But the challenge of the Fool card here is to touch base and get in touch with that part of yourself or that thing that is not of the mind. It really is an honest trust in and a surrender to something deeper that you don't know why you believe it, but you do. You don't know why you trust it, but you do. And that's the space to be in this week. That's the space to keep checking in with this week. That's the space where we are able to gather up more courage, gather up more strength and resilience to step into this unknown, to take the next step forward, because the next steps forward for our individual selves and for us as a collective are going to take that courage. It's going to take that kind of courage of integrity, of belief, of groundedness, of saying, I don't know, but I do know, right? I don't know, but I do know. I don't know, but I'm moving from a place of sacred awareness, trust, integrity, knowing from a deeper level that I cannot explain, knowing from belief. So if you don't know with your mind, you do know deep down that something is truthful inside of you. And so what is that thing? Checking in with that over and over again this week. Okay, everybody. One wonderful, wonderful, wonderful way to check in with this is to get quiet and be in support with others that are doing the same. So every Thursday night, I host a guided meditation space that's live. It's about 20 to 30 minutes long and it's on YouTube. The replay is always available. It's a space to utilize so you can come there live and utilize it, or you can watch the replay and sit in your car when you have time and utilize it that way. Either way, it has the same effect, the same power, the same space holding. And I encourage each and every one of you to do something like that at least once a week, if not every day. And I'm looking forward to meeting more of you there, to seeing more of you there, to expanding that space for more and more people to really be held by each other, right? In a quiet, quiet awareness. All right, as always, I'm sending lots and lots of love, and to each and every one of you, deep awareness. So I'll see you next week.